That's very nice. Yes.
Mom, why are they black?
Sorry?
Why are they black?
I will call you later. Sarah, don't say that.
But Mom, they're black.
Black is beautiful. They are black, but they are beautiful. It's pure. You know, Sarah, darling, they're black because God created them first. And He fell in love with His first baby and its beauty. So He created many of them with a beautiful heart inside.
Mom, so why are we white?
Well, one day, God was passing through a park, and He noticed a beautiful little black girl sitting alone, playing with the white clay. She was trying to make a doll for her to play with. He stopped there to watch her closely. Her beautiful little hands were full of white clay. She has almost painted herself with the white clay, and he was amused to see her. So he decided to make more people and paint them white, and he loved his new creation. So he played all the shades of white and created all of us. But inside, we all are black. We all are same.
Don't worry, it's just a paint. Inside we're all black.
You are more than beautiful. You are more than beautiful.
What's your name? Sarah.
Streetlights made into shadows, but just look up and smile. It's just you and me tomorrow. Together we share a life. Love is waiting on the other side. So pass me by, pass me by. All you need is just a step outside. Together we share a life. You are more than beautiful. You are more than beautiful.
Hello, Facebook. I wanted to get with you today and talk about something serious. So I need us all to share this video. I need us all to focus on what's being said. We're going to talk about some really important things. We're going to talk about some powerful things. We're going to deal with some things that many others don't want to deal with. Now, many of us are from many different walks of life. Some of us are from the movement that is fighting CPS. Some of us are fighting private traffic courts. Some of us are fighting straight out government corruption. Some of us are fighting government tyranny. Some of us are fighting medical kidnapping or fighting unlawful forcing of vaccinations. And some of us just want to be left alone. But what I can say is that all of us have a reason for coming together. All of us have a reason to stand up. And that reason is that we have the right to have liberty, to have happiness, to own property, to do what it is that we desire to do. And we got a group of people who are not as big as us, who feel like they can just come in and force us to do what they want us to do. I need you guys to share this with everybody because it's going to be one of my most important videos. This video is going to be the basis for us to understand that we need to come together, why we need to come together, the purpose that we have, the dreams that we have. We need to look at them and we need to understand that if we don't come together and we don't come together in the right way right now, that we may lose our opportunity forever. See, it becomes very easy to be frustrated and be worried and to realize that there's a problem. But it's hard sometimes to get over that fear of being the first to stand up and say, look, let's end this problem. Let's stop it. And I need you guys to share this. I'm going to add a few people on and then I'm going to come on and I'm going to talk real seriously with you guys. I'm going to show you why you need to stand up. I'm going to show you why you need us and we need you. No more of this foolishness. No more of this divisiveness. No more of this acting like clowns or worrying about how bad it could get and being fearful and not taking a stand. No more. Because I tell you people that we as Americans are the brakes. The United States of America is the car that's going. And now we're witnessing this car going out of control. We are witnessing people doing whatever it is that they want to do with the people, with the nation. And we don't have time to sit down and to be sad, to be victims. We need to get up and be serious right now. We need to stand and be serious right now. Now, many times people might say, well, we're not together enough. Well, I'm telling you guys that you are an important part of the brakes that's going to slow this out of control government down so that we can take control of what belongs to us. Now, we're not asking for permission. We are coming together and saying, look, it is time now to stand, to have a voice, to put the brakes on before it's too late. Now, what made me talk about this? The thing that brought this into my mind is that I was up late at night and I have this old heavy car that's really, really, really fast. And I realized that with the old heavy car that's really powerful and really fast, that if you cannot stop, you might die. If you cannot stop, you might die. And so in America, we have learned to build things. We have learned to put things together at some of the darkest times in history. We have learned to come together to be able to make something happen. And we are a young nation. But as I was thinking about the brakes on my system, I started to realize something. See, I got these ugly metal brackets right here, right? And these ugly, heavy-duty metal brackets come as a big square, right? And you got to cut them into pieces so that you can hold the brakes on and you can stop the heavy car that'll get you killed if you're not ready. And what I realized was that I wanted to make one bracket, just one bracket to go on one wheel to be able to stop this big monstrous car. And I didn't have a way to make measurements easy. It was hard. Things were blocking the way. And so I was able to go through it and make one bracket. You see the holes there where it mounts on near the wheel. And then there's a bracket to hold the brake caliper on the front that stops the car. It was not easy to build the one. But then I realized I need two, right? So I realized I had to multiply what I created in order to be able to stop the car. So when we look at what's going on in America, we look and we say people aren't coming together. They're not loving each other quick enough. They're not talking to each other quick enough. I don't understand how we gonna stop this. We're not big enough. You know how you do it? You do it by first creating one, right? A bracket holds on the brake. Somebody got to be the bracket and somebody got to be the brake. So you got one bracket that holds on the brake on this heavy car. It was hard to make. It was hard to figure out where to put the holes. I couldn't use a measuring tape because it wouldn't fit in there. But I built the one to be able to stop the car. America right now is being driven like crazy by an out-of-control government that refuses to stop the car. They're full of power. They're speeding up, and it takes the people to stop the car. But somebody got to be the bracket to hold the brake, and under all that friction and all that torque that the car makes, somebody got to be willing to get in there when it's hot and hold on to that brake as it's gripping on to a rotor to slow down what's going on in this nation. See, people will say, how do we get people together? How do we get people together? And you look at this metal now, it's actually two pieces that are together with holes. So when I tried to make the first bracket, I got it and it was perfect. But then I said, oh shucks, I got to make another bracket because we need more than one bracket to stop this big, heavy, twin turbo, powerful car. See, the government got a ton of power and they won't stop themselves. They only know how to press the gas. They don't know how to slow down. They don't know how to remove power. They only know how to eat up your substance. They only know how to take what you got. They only know how to take a mile when you give them an inch. Our forefathers told us. And so what did I do in order to build more than one bracket? See, some of y'all are the bracket that's holding together this nation when it comes to slowing it down. When it comes to slowing down the car. When it comes to holding a brake so the brake can clap on the rotor. You guys are here to do that. I'm here to do that. So we wonder, how do we get two people to follow to be able to go and fight? How do we get three? Well, I'm going to show you how. You take the one bracket, right? And the one bracket is going to be in front of the next bracket. And you're going to make a line inside of the holes or circles so that you can aim where you want the other circle to go in the bracket up under. But then you're going to find out something. You're going to realize that when you try to put the two brackets together, they're going to want to slide apart. They're going to want to slide apart. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a device, a tool called a vise, right? Some people call it different things. But what it is a vise, right? And this vise, you're going to twist the handle. And as you twist the handle purposely, it's going to hold together the two pieces of steel you're going to use for your bracket. What am I talking about? What I'm talking about is that when you get into these fights And one of y'all is going against medical kidnapping. One is going against CPS. One is going against corrupt judges. One is going against corrupt lawyers. One is going against going for vaccine freedom. If you're not part of the same thing, but it's your job to stop the car, America, from rolling out of control. If you're not part of the same fight, sometimes you gotta clamp yourselves together. Not because you want to, but because it's necessary. So if you need a duplicate of you to help you fight, you gotta clamp yourselves together. Right? Because if you start drilling through one of the pieces of metal, it's going to throw off the other pieces of metal, and it's going to destroy your brackets. And so we got a bracket in the front, it's two of them, and a bracket on the other side. And you're going to clamp the bracket, right? When you clamp the two brackets together, you can drill a hole through one and make the same pattern on the other. But what you got to realize is that as you're putting this clamp down, you're going to see that it's going to start moving back and forward and back and forward. It's going to try to get out of its place because the people in the movement only want to do what they want to do at the time they want to do it. But they don't realize that when they come together, that's where the power comes from. When you come together and you make sure that you can be duplicated, and that's what you focus on, then what ends up happening is as the people come together, you create more and more strong people who can be used as a bracket to hold the brakes to slow this nation down. The nation is going out of control. The nation ain't doing what it's supposed to do. It's not working by the trust indenture we gave. And so you're going to realize that we need to put you together with another bracket. See, I need to put myself together with Dale. I need to put myself together with Shannon. I need to put myself together with Christina. And then we all need to realize that we're fighting the same battle, right? Now, sometimes that clamp might not be strong enough because when the drills come and when the grinders come and when people come who try to knock us apart, they say, look, you're not like them. You're not the same race. You don't look alike. You don't talk alike. Don't be together with them. When stuff comes, the pressure comes to try to knock us apart, sometimes that clamp ain't going to be enough to hold us together. And so what we need to do is make sure that we decide to forcefully bind ourselves together and understand that the pain that we're feeling is coming from the same freaking source. And we need to burn that into our minds so much that we will not come apart. What am I talking about? You look at these brackets. There's two of them, right? There's two brackets. And as we look at these two brackets, right now they are stuck together. I cannot make them come apart. They will not fall. Why? Because I realized that I needed them to stay together for a purpose. So what did I do? I turned up the heat. You see, I turned up the heat. I encouraged the metal to come together. How did I do that? Look at this. You see this hot burn mark around there? I took what's called a welder. You take a welder and you heat up two things and you add material. Sorry, guys. You take the metal and you add the material, extra material under extreme heat to it. And you take multiple locations and you do what's called a tack weld. What I did is that I heated up the two pieces of metal and encouraged them to stick together with high heat. See, if we're going to stick together in this battle, it's going to get hot. Look, my glasses are steaming. It's going to get hot. And stuff might get a little tough. But the thing is we're fighting for our future. If we're riding toward the end of a mountain and we realize the car has no brakes. Guys, we could possibly die if this car gets a couple of hundred more feet. We better start thinking together what to do. We better come together and understand what to do. Now, y'all see me wearing a yellow vest. This yellow vest is symbolic of something. We saw in France that they had a protest based on the yellow vest because the yellow vest was in their car. Well, in America, we build stuff, right? We build stuff that is tough. You look at how thick this metal is I'm using. I picked this metal because it was tough, because it won't bend, it won't break. It has no problem stopping all the pressure that comes from the brake system on this big, heavy turbo car. See, Americans come together. I picked some construction glasses because we're not afraid to put on some glasses and get to freaking work and let sparks fly. We're not afraid. We have done this since the beginning of our nation. But sometimes we forget who we are. We forget what we got in us. We forget how much we're alike. We forget how much we can do. We forget how much power is inside of us. We forget. And so we look and we sit back and we say, who's going to step up today and give the charge to come together, to be one group, to go hard, to stop this government corruption? Because that's what it is. You got a few actors in government that got a position, and because they got a position, they feel like they can steal your kids, steal your cars, steal your houses, force you to get vaccinations. Who said that your life was greater than my life? And who said that my life was greater than your life? There is no way. There is no way that these people can force us to medicate our kids knowing that our kids are dying if we all stand together. There is no way that CPS can keep stealing our kids for money if we decide to stop it. There is no way that government actors can keep stealing our cars and selling them at auctions when we're not working in a commercial capacity. That's what the law says. Not everybody knows the law, but everybody can be a part of what we're doing. Everybody can be duplicated and learn the truth by somebody else who already knows the truth. We just got to stick together. And sometimes we got to have that sticking together, that encouragement come from us being burned together because we have a common purpose. These brakes stop the freaking big car, but there's more than one caliper on a car. Some cars got 4. We got millions. And so in order to be able to be strong and to be able to be burned into that image that you're supposed to be to fight this fight, you got to be ready to stick together. And it got to be a purposeful action. You got to say, right now, I'm done. Right now, I'm not playing. Right now, this is no game. Right now, this ain't funny. Right now, I'm going to have strength. Right now, I'm going to be what I need to be. Right now, I'm going to open the doors for relationships with other people. This nation has taught us to divide. This nation has taught us how to be easily conquered. This nation has taught us how to be weak. This nation has taught us how to let bar members tell us that they're going to force us to do what they want us to do while they make money. Have you noticed that when they're pulling you into these courts, stealing your kids, got you getting vaccinations that your kids are in the hospital with, and you're sitting next to your hospital, can't make money, that the bar attorneys are sitting making money? When they bring you into their courts, they're sitting making money. When they call you into their offices, they're sitting and making money. We need to stop sweating the small stuff. We need to stop saying, well, your fight doesn't look like mine. No, our fight is our fight. Your fight is my fight. I choose to be bound to you. Why? Because you're important. Because your feelings are getting hurt. Because somebody's taking some from you. So that means I need to be connected to you. I need to be willing to go into the fight with you. I need to be able to stand side to side with you. I need to be in your court case on Monday. You need to be in mine on Tuesday. And we need to be in somebody else's on Wednesday. We have to stand to stop this corruption. The people who are running our government right now don't know how to freaking stop. And there's grave danger ahead. And we need to create a brake system for these clowns because they don't know what to do and they don't understand that we're people just like them. And so they're getting all the benefits of taking from the people. And the people are suffering. The people are broken. The people are crying. And the people want to learn, where do I go to get help? Where do I go to stand up, to be strong, to do something? I'm sick of being weak. I'm sick of losing. I'm sick of begging these people to do right. That's what the people are looking for. And we don't have another freaking day to decide to come together. We don't have another freaking day to decide to be Americans. We don't need another day to go by where we're not deciding to drop the gloves we got against each other and freaking come together and stop this out of control government that is running people through the mud, right? You got people in the East Coast telling you they own your body. He needs to pump the brakes, right? We got people in the West Coast telling you they want to force shots on you. They need to freaking pump the brakes. We got people all across the country stealing your kids, stealing your cars, foreclosing your houses when you ain't even got a loan. And one man is always trying to fight by himself. One woman is always trying to fight by herself. You hear people say, I need to focus on my case. No, screw just my case. Let's freaking all come together and put a brake on the whole system. We got millions of people. They might have a few 100,000 at best. We got millions of people. And we're sitting here allowing people to dictate to us who we hired. We have forgotten our place. We have forgotten our place. We have forgotten our place. We created constitutions. And then we turn around and that's a trust indenture. That's something that gives them strict permission. And we say, you got permission to do this, 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 or this. That's it. And then we're asking, how are you getting the right to do this to me? How are you getting the right to do that to me? The reason they're getting the right to do it is that we forgot who we are. We forgot that we're the ones who make the rules. And we let a few clowns tell us what we're going to do. We don't have enough time to bind ourselves together, stick together for a cause, to go deal with something, to go knock something down that should not be there. We are freaking Americans, right? Americans have the abilities to get work done. That's what we've done since our creation. We grew fast, became a superpower fast. Why? Because we got it in us to come together and build when we want to. So we can do two things. We can come together and freaking build, or we can come together and we can destroy. But either way, these wicked systems and these wicked people who decide that they're going to rule over us shall not stand in our way. There is no system that is going to come and tell us that we can't live, we can't function, our bodies belong to them and their God. That only works on paper. That only works in imagination. When we get tired of your bullcrap, we throw your tea off the boat, okay? We don't stand for your foolishness. We tell you and your Navy as the king, as we did in the past, I don't give a darn what you're talking about. You and your whole Navy can come bring war to us if that's what you want, but we will no longer stand for this. We will no longer stand for this. They are our employees. Can you imagine coming to a business that you own and your employee tells you, go grab me some coffee and sit down. You can't speak in my presence. Ain't that what they doing to you in courts? Shut up and be quiet. You can't talk. Oh, you don't want your kid to get a vaccination? Screw you. We're going to do it anyway because we're great. And I'm telling y'all, we do not have the time to play. It is a time to focus. It is a time to be serious. It is a time to build a big, huge brake system to stop these clowns from rolling the way that they're rolling. They don't have the power. Look at the front of your constitutions within the first two articles. it's going to tell you that all political power is inherent in the people. You're not a citizen. You're one of the freaking people. You are the one that makes the decisions. You are the one that give them power. The Constitution will tell you right after that all just powers come from the consent of the governed. That means you had to write it in writing and tell them they can do it. And if you did not do that, whatever they put together don't have any force over you. You are one of the people. You are not choosing to be governed by some garbage. Now, a lot of attorneys going to get mad. They're going to say, this guy is telling people that they don't have to follow laws. No, a law is a general law. A law is from the common law. A law is in the Constitution. What y'all creating are statutes that are giving y'all permission to rob the people because the bar wants the money. The bar wants the money. The bar needs a lot of cases. The bar needs you in front of them. See, if they poison your kid and then they have a lawsuit to get money for your kid, guess what? That's another case. And guess who's paying for it? You and me. Are they paying for any of that? No. No. See, we got to understand that they're forcing vaccines on us and taking money into these big vaccine makers' pockets. If they're doing that, then it's us who's paying because we're being forced to pay for it. So we got to make a decision. Are we going to come together, share this like crazy, and do something? Or are we going to keep playing these freaking games? Are we going to keep laughing and joking on Facebook like this stuff is cute? Or are we going to do something like Americans do? Are we going to stand up and let our voice be heard and make a decision to burn ourselves together through this hot heat? All of us that suffered through some hot heat. Somebody took some from you. Somebody did something to you. Somebody mocked you and hurt you and shamed your family. Somebody used legal abuse against you. Somebody has done something. Why don't we use that heat to press ourselves together? Don't you know that's how diamonds are born? From high intensity, high pressure, high heat. It burns the carbon and causes it to become crushed to the point that it becomes a diamond. We can do powerful things if we allow that heat that's on us to bring us together. We say, look, I don't give a darn about what building sets on fire. I don't give a darn about what shooting you show me in another nation when y'all robbing me here. I don't give a darn about what you're trying to talk to me about some guy who's running, who was lying about the vaccines the whole time and he's getting ready to get arrested. So it was all a big hoax. Don't show me that now. Don't show me your corruption now. Don't show me how many people y'all slept with and try to throw a few people up under the bus and act like this pedophilia where you're raping our kids is just a happenstance that happened here or there as a distraction. I don't want to see that right now. I know what you did. We know what you did. We watch it every day. Y'all hid it. The pedophilia in the Vatican. Y'all freaking hid it. And then came on TV and showed us that there was a playbook to hide it. And people are getting hurt. And we're sitting here trying to beg these people to please prosecute. Please prosecute. Screw all that. I'm not begging you to prosecute. We are the people. We got the power to prosecute. Just like I said before, we are the people. We are the ones who make the press. We don't have to go to the news. We can share stuff across Facebook and Facebook shut down because Facebook is working for them. See, when we come with too much truth, they get rid of our groups because they're telling you, you are powerful. They're afraid of you. When we come and bind together and get ready to slow down this wicked system, this car called America that's out of control. I'm sorry. Forgive me. This car called the United States that's going against real Americans. See, we're Americans. The United States is the District of Columbia. They have tricked us to believe that the District of Columbia is the United States of America and it controls us. No, it does not. The people control the states. DC is a totally different entity. It ain't the same as us. And so they're attacking us like we're part of their citizens. We belong to that corporation over there on the end from the Vatican. No, we are not. We are freaking Americans. We are Americans, and we're letting a couple of people on 10 square miles decide. They have AOC over there who's been hired, who don't know a dang thing about nothing. Don't understand her job. Making up stuff as she goes. It's like she's on TV. And we deal with this garbage? How long are we going to sit and be entertained by this woman who don't even know what the freak she's talking about? How long are we going to sit and allow this junk? How long are we going to let people run our country who don't represent the people? Who stick their middle finger up at you and say, F you. That's what we got going on right now. We got people coming out and saying, F you, who are supposed to be representatives. How in the world are you representing me if you tell the big old group of people, F you? We're going to do what we want to do. We own your body. Okay. You can think that. You can think that, but you don't understand how quickly this thing is going to change. And you're going to be stuck in a nation with people who are just like me, stuck together, understanding that you're committing a fraud against the people, and we're done. We're not having it anymore. And people say, well, how do we stop it? How do we stop it? Easy. You talk to people and make people just like you, and you decide to be burned together. You decide that no matter what is going to happen, no matter what they tell you, no matter how they act, you are purposing in your heart that this is not going to be the same America anymore. We are not allowing these people to drive us and our families off the cliff. We are not allowing these people to drive our little babies off the cliff. Come on, y'all. Y'all know dirty when y'all see it. Why are they trying to teach our kids to have sex in elementary school? Why are they teaching us this stuff? Why are they teaching our little boys to wear dresses? You want to know why they're teaching our little boys to wear dresses? Because America has a fury when it's angry that no man has ever seen. When the King of England thought they were going to run over Americans, we stood the freak up like men. We stood up like men. We were men with women's tendencies, confused about our job to protect, confused about our job to stand. We didn't do that. But for hundreds of years, these people have been slowly trying to erode the masculinity of the men in the United States of America. They've been trying to teach us through what's on TV for the men to put on dresses, for there to be gender confusion, for the men to not stand up and be men. That's what they've been doing. Don't call it fashion. Don't call it art. No, it's taking away from the masculinity of the men who have been some of the most powerful men in the world. The United States of America has stood up against huge enemies and won. Stood up for their own freedom. They'll tell you, oh, that never really happened. You're not free. You never got free. Shut the freak up. They brought guns and cannons and big old boats, and they tucked their tails in and freaking left. Don't tell me we didn't win. Now, people might have lost themselves along the way, but we won. Okay? We freaking won. We got people who came and done all types of things and told us what we can't do, and America has survived. Why? Because we got some powerful blood in America. That's why they don't want white man or black man or Hispanic man to talk to each other. Because you got strong warriors that are here it's a melting pot. It's a melting pot of strong warriors. And if everybody all realized at the same time that they were being screwed, you would have a big problem. You got African warriors. You got Hispanic warriors. You got Native warriors. You got European or Caucasian warriors. You got groups of people who got it in their blood to stand up and be free. And the only way they can stop us is make us laugh at each other. The only way to stop us is make us think that we don't have power. See, it's all a thinking game. Governments exist on paper. And there's only a few people running it. And they don't want you to realize the power you have. That's why when France started to get taken over by the yellow vest, this is why they don't play it in America. Because if they ever got somebody who got the nerve to tell the people in America how powerful they are, the few people who are stealing all your money, the few attorneys that are coming together to force you to get shots, coming together to take your kids, coming together to take your houses, they would not be able to stand. They are an imaginary entity. They say, oh, well, the CIA is coming. That's 3 letters. That's not anything powerful. That's men and women, just like us. They say the FBI is coming. They're planning people in the groups. The FBI is 3 letters. It's a corporation. It is not people, right? It is not people. They're throwing letters at you. No, call it what it is. Some man named Johnny who got a badge on is deciding he's going to take what you got. Some man named Mark is going to come take your kids. Some man is going to foreclose on your house when you ain't even got no loan. Some man is going to come throw you in jail for something that is your constitutional right. Why? Because Tom, Mark, and Johnny got an issue. They put a badge on and they think that they're better than you now. They believe that they have the power to dictate life to you. But you are the grantor of the trust. The people gave them their just powers. And in the constitutions, it say that we can stand up and stop anything that's wrong in the government whenever we feel like it. Not when they give us a freedom to speak pass. Not when they tell us, here, you can talk in this freedom of speech zone. Here, you can have your rights in this little box right here. That is a trick to get you to not believe in who you are. If they can get you to get to a place where you think that you can only speak about true things at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, standing in this little square right here, they have silenced you. And we cannot allow for people to silence us. We cannot allow for people to make us weak. So we need to come together and talk and love and strengthen each other and build each other now, not later. We need to look at the fact that we've all been hurt. We've all had issues. We all had things happen to us. We all had people us. We all have people steal from us. We got a lot of bad stuff that's happening. Why not look at somebody's hurt and say that it's valuable enough to come together? Come together because we have enough. And I thank you guys. Let's do it now.